Hello, this is Tamara Sweeney from Love Dominates, and October is the month for domestic violence. So I'm making this video to say yes, parental alienation is domestic violence. It's a form of domestic violence. So my first thing I want to mention is this power and control wheel, which was eye-opening for me. So this is what it looks like. I was handed this in the Domestic Violence Center in Montgomery County, PA, when I was going through divorce. And when I actually sat down and read each point, I was able to relate it to my own personal situation. So I highly advise people to do that. Just to give you some bullet points of emotional and physical violence, what the abuser uses is they'll use fear. They'll use force and threats, intimidation. They abuse one's feelings. They isolate you. They use denying and blaming. Especially in parental alienation, they use your children. They use coercion and threats, intimidation, emotional abuse, minimizing, denying and blaming. They'll also use economic abuse, and sometimes they use financial abuse. I don't want to say it's written as male privilege, but I don't want to make this towards one gender, because there are females that can abuse the male in the same manner. It all depends who is the narcissistic parent. Anyway, this domestic violence wheel really opened me up to learning about a term called gaslighting. Gaslighting is a major form of abuse, in my own opinion. I was young and naive and didn't even know what the word meant. I didn't even know what the word narcissistic meant until I got out of this bubble, until I got out of the marriage. I started realizing what was really happening. The power, the control, the manipulation, the gaslighting. It's sort of like divide and conquer, or Stockholm Syndrome. Anyway, I do want to quote, because I want to relate parental alienation to domestic violence, and Dr. Craig Childress, I want to quote him. He actually has it on his website. It's called The Domestic Violence of Parental Alienation, the Narcissistic Personality in High Conflict Divorce. First of all, high conflict divorce, it never has to be at that level, but when you're dealing with a narcissistic personality, that narcissistic personality will never co-parent. They will never admit their faults, and they will never unite with that other parent to make things right so that you can co-parent. So I don't like using high conflict because it's one parent that's causing all the problems. It's one parent that will not face their fears, will not face their fear of abandonment, will not face their shame and their guilt of what actually went on. Anyway, Dr. Craig Childress, I'm going to quote him, and I'm just going to read what he states here because his wording is perfect in the effects of parental alienation with domestic violence. He uses, Dr. Craig Childress states, the pathology, which is traditionally called parental alienation, involves the expression of a narcissistic personality disorder, the pathology of the alienating parent, and this pathology represents a variant of domestic violence. Instead of using physical fist to batter or bruise the targeted victim, the abuser in parental alienation uses the child instead of using physical violence. The abuser in parental alienation uses emotional violence. The abuser in domestic violence of parental alienation viciously exploits the love of the targeted parent for the child as a weapon to inflict immense and severe emotional and psychological suffering on the victimized spouse. The pathology of parental alienation is a form of domestic violence. Dr. Craig Childress also will give you some examples of the narcissistic rage and revenge. In my own situation, I'm just going to give you some examples, give you some things that maybe something might resonate. My ex-spouse used to say, "How dare you leave me? You will have nothing. I will put you into submission. The children could kill you and get away with it because you deserve it. You didn't appreciate the roof over your head. You didn't appreciate anything I did." And when the alienator treats the children as a possession, it shows that they have no empathy, no love for that child. The alienator will successfully take away the love shared between the other parent, which is the targeted parent, and the child. As Dr. Childress says, this is metaphorically killing the other parent's child, and it's the most horrific psychological violence. I want to get to a statement that Dr. Childress says, or exploitation is another key symptom in the feature of narcissism. So by taking away the love shared between the other spouse and the child is what Dr. Childress is talking about. And then he goes on to explain to take from the other parent, the parent's beloved child, to psychologically kill that parent's child in revenge for the narcissistic injury of the divorce is a human abomination of the highest order. Before the divorce, the other parent had a loving relationship, but after the divorce, the narcissistic parent kills the child's love for the other parent, kills the child's relationship with the other parent, as means to inflict immense and lifelong suffering on the other spouse for having the guts, basically, to divorce and reject the narcissistic spouse. His definitions are awesome and exactly to the T of what goes on in parental alienation, and it's domestic violence. When you're killing a child, you're killing love. When you kill love and kill that child's relationship with that other parent, it's soul murdering, and the pain is immense. So I just wanted to make this video today to get it out there that parental alienation is a form of domestic violence, and this needs to end. If we keep destroying our children and keep destroying our families, how is this helping the child? It's not. Love is the ultimate power. Love dominates. Love cures all. Let's turn it around and use love. Use love as our weapon. God bless you. Choose love over hate. Choose compassion over judgment, because love cures all. Love dominates. Thank you.